I've been asked twice this week about overpayments and how businesses can recover overpayments made to staff. So the first point to note is that the business is not allowed to deduct the overpayment from future payments due to staff. They need to continue to pay them unless an award or enterprise agreement provides otherwise. And this is even if the staff members agree to the deduction. Technically, you cannot make that deduction unless it's provided for in an award or enterprise agreement. So you need to agree with the employee that they will actually pay it back to the business. And if you can't agree, then try and put in place a payment plan with the employee. If you still can't agree, then it's essentially a debt that's just due and owing by the employee to the business, and you go through your usual debt recovery procedures to recover that. So that might involve looking at what your state's civil and administrative tribunal, maybe they'll be able to assist with the recovery of the debt depending on the amount, or otherwise you might have to look at filing in court to recover that debt. Now, overpayments to staff are typically recoverable by a business unless the employee can show essentially that it would be unjust to have to repay it. And typically that happens where the employee can show that they've changed their position as a result of the overpayment. So there was one case where an employee was paid about 27 grand in redundancy entitlements that she wasn't entitled to. The business didn't pick up on this for quite some time. And during that time, the employee, after she'd been terminated, had applied to Centrelink, and Centrelink rejected her application for payments on the basis that she'd received this 27 grand. So as a result, she went off and spent the 27 grand on living expenses. Now, when the business picked it up, she refused to repay it and it went to court, and the court sided with the employee and said it wasn't repayable in those circumstances because of the period of time that had elapsed and because the employee had essentially changed their position during that time, and it would be to her detriment if she had to repay it because she'd missed out on the Centrelink payments. So best practice is to pick up on it straight away. If an employee is still refusing to pay and you picked it up on the issue quite quickly, so there's no real reason why they shouldn't repay it, then you can also say that in addition, when we're going through the court process to recover the debt, you're also going to be seeking your legal costs to be paid by them because they've caused this whole process to be exacerbated.